right, so now we're going to start section 12. So in the behavior intervention plan where it says antecedent intervention, these are prevention strategies. So you can copy and paste what the typical antecedent or triggers are that come before the target behavior that you listed in your FBA. So in the example, we said that during math class, when he is handed a worksheet, that's the typical trigger that might cause the target behavior to occur. In the TATE on section number 12 is where this correlates to, and the TATE is asking for a minimum of one strategy that directly addresses and modifies antecedent events listed in the when component of the FBA hypothesis and is identified and described in enough detail for implementation. So on section 12 of the TATE, to get a 2, at least one antecedent strategy is identified and is clearly and directly linked to the FBA hypothesis, both to the antecedent and the function, and includes enough detail describing the intervention so that it can be implemented. The description is detailed enough that a stranger would be able to implement the strategy with the student, or multiple people would be able to implement the strategy the same way. The description should clearly describe the strategy as preventative, that is, that the intervention is implemented prior to the student performance of the problem behavior. So an example of this would be immediately prior to presenting a demand to do a non-preferred task. The antecedent strategy could be that the teacher will verbally present 2 choices to Jack. The choices will be which tool to use for writing. Do you want to use a pen or a pencil? Or do you want a red pen or a blue pen? Or where do you want to do the task? At your desk or on the floor or at the back corner table? So giving choices was an antecedent strategy for that particular student. And it needs to be clear enough that a stranger or substitute teacher or staff member could follow it. So we want to look at some prevention strategies and antecedent strategies that would prevent this behavior from occurring. So in the proactive strategies on our BIP, we want to list what that might be. So an example of a preventative strategy is maybe have Johnny's math assignment differentiated to 4 multiple choice options for each problem. And then when would this strategy start? During his math assignments on a daily basis. And who will implement this strategy or provide the materials needed? The teacher. And then in the review of effectiveness section, if this is a brand new BIP, then you're going to want to click the drop-down box that says new and data needs to be collected. But if it's an existing BIP and you're just having a progress monitoring meeting, you want to review all of these strategies that you are using to determine if they're working or not. So if it's something you need to still collect more data on, you could click that one, or if you think it's effective and you want to keep it, you can click the drop-down box for effective. If it's not working and it's ineffective and it's increasing the target behavior, then you could click ineffective and discontinue it, or there is an others box so that you could add notes of dates of things that you've tried things, or if you've had to tweak it a little bit, or maybe it wasn't being run with fidelity so you want to collect data longer, for example. So that is just one example of a proactive strategy that you could do to try to decrease the behavior from occurring in the first place. That's what antecedent strategies are and proactive strategies for section number 12.